Can't handle the heat. Welcome back to another episode of Can't Handle the Heat, brought to you by Dr. Price Electrolytes. Make sure you use the code Addison for 20% off. As you can see right here, we just came hot off a game right here, and we got ourselves electrolyted. We're going to fire these up. We got early travel day tomorrow. And guess what? We're going to be pounding these things like there's no tomorrow. Addison for 20% off. To my left, I got Jokesy here.
What's up?
And, of course, we got Hawaii's chosen one, Micah Ma. Say what's up, Micah.
What's up, what's up?
And our great news segment, Shano with Shano News. Let's fire it up, Shano.
What up, everybody? It's good to be back. Last week was a bit of a mess, but we're back, baby, and we're back better than ever. All right, so not a lot of news on the men's side right now at all. There's really not much going on. Just guys training. I'm pretty sure it's been announced that Andy Benish and Miles Partain are going to be playing some FIVB tournaments in the upcoming weeks. So
really,
they're playing in the Maldives.
Announced via South Bay or?
Yeah, via South Bay and via like FIVB's website. Like they're signed up for a tournament in the Maldives, and they're gonna play in a couple FIVBs. It looks like, so that's good. That's good news on the men's side. But on to the women's side. This is women's indoor. We have the women's 2022 World Championships going on. Our girls in blue, the Team USA, we're sitting at 7-2 right now, having a really good run of it so far. Only 2 losses are to Serbia and let me check. Turkey. Poland. We lost to Serbia and Poland. Turkey. We beat Turkey once in 4. We play them again in the quarterfinals. And in the quarterfinals of Worlds, let me see if I can pull that up on here on the website. It's kind of a difficult website. FIVB, shout out you guys for having the worst websites. The most difficult freaking website to find out information for. Shout out you guys. All right, we found it. Got Italy versus China. US versus Turkey. Say it right, Micah. Am I good?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Great.
Thanks, bud. Brazil, Japan, and Serbia, Poland. Any predictions, team?
Dude, I gotta say first, I've actually watched a lot of these matches. I don't know, Micah, gauge how up to date you've been. I've watched a lot of these matches.
Not super up to date.
While I'm cooking
Not
and
at
stuff. One thing I will say, it's not a prediction yet. I will give my prediction. The opposites for some of these teams, these women opposites are ginormous. They're so tall. And all of them. And then the US, we play with Annie Juice, and she's got just a whip of an arm. Mm-hmm. But just watching the rest of the world, their opposites are so tall.
Physical and super
physical. Yeah, you got Serbia with Boskovic, who's a beast.
And in the women's game now, they're running tempo. They're running everything
super fast
now. It's crazy,
dude.
Yeah,
Thailand, who to be honest probably should have beat US the other night.
Oh my God, yeah, we barely came back.
Defending, they're super fun to watch.
I'm sure you love them.
Yeah, they defend everything, and then just bang the crap out of. They're a super fun team to watch. They're super tiny. I don't think tiny. They're not tiny, but they're small, relatively speaking, to the rest of the top teams. And yeah, just have been fun to watch. I don't think, they didn't get out of the pool play, but I'll go predictions wise. I guess we just go gold, silver, bronze, gold medal. I'm gonna take the Americans taking the world championship again. Watching them play when they're playing at the level they can play, I don't see another team that can beat them. Brazil has looked really good, and they're on the other side of the Americans. So just naturally, I think that's my pick for the silver medal. And then I think U.S. is going to beat Serbia in the semis, and then Serbia will win the bronze. So I'm going to USA, Brazil, Serbia. Not super out of this world.
2 losses, yeah, USA.
Yeah, but I mean, they've mixed up those matches. They've mixed up their lineup.
So
got in. Excuses, Joe?
It's not excuses. It's just what happened. They didn't play with their first 6.
Karch is still the coach.
Karch is still the coach. Yeah.
Legend.
They got Marv there working. Marv's always working with the women's team. Yeah, Marv Dunphy. They have a really nice coaching staff. But I just think also, and now that they finally got that kind of monkey off their back and winning the Olympics, a lot of them have the experience now of winning a major tournament. And I don't know, if the U.S. plays at the level they can play, just from what I've seen, the matches I watched, there's just not another team that can really compete with them. but they have to maintain that level. And sometimes I think you've seen them slack off when they've switched up the lineup a few times. But I'm pulling for the U.S. here. I think they're going to do it.
Really?
Love it. Love your patriotism.
America.
Gage.
America.
You don't have to give me a top 3. You don't have to be as expressive as Joe. I appreciate Joe.
Can you give me the
being
names
expert
again?
here.
Give me the names again.
Italy versus China,
Mhm.
U.S. versus Turkey, Brazil, Japan, Serbia, Poland.
Dude, all right, first off, we watched Japan live in Netherlands. I am shocked that they're there. Great defensive team. 0 to...
They didn't put 2 of their top players in that match that
Really?
we watched. Yeah. They missed their 2 best scorers, I was told.
Okay,
after
never
the
mind
match.
then. I'm going Japan then, damn it. Japan
You
all the
going
way.
Japan?
Shout out to my boys.
Japan.
I mean, my girls.
Shout out Japan.
My ladies.
Oh my God. Attaboy Gage. Micah, just a quick. You don't have to know anything. Give us a quick.
Pick your ladies, Mike.
I don't know. I think the U.S. is pretty strong from what the last time I watched them. So I'll take the U.S. And I don't know, sleeper. I've got China as a sleeper.
Love that from you.
Yeah.
I
Sleeper
like all those picks. I'm gonna go with Brazil to win it, just cause I'm gonna be different. Shout out Brazil.
Brazil.
Think you're cool, bro?
No. All right, hey, let's get some.
Dude,
let's get some game.
I have to throw out there. So if anybody's watching professional indoor men's side in Italy, I don't know if anybody's paying attention. Verona definitely been stirring the pot up a little bit recently.
Dude.
Big win against Trento. But have you guys seen their opposite? Do you know how big their opposite? 227 centimeters. That's 7'4". 7'4". The opposite is 7'4".
And mobile. Very mobile.
Dude, last night against Lavia and Micheletto, he was just clamping them.
Clamp
all night.
shot.
Wow.
Fun fact, he used to play in Bulgaria the year before I did. Now look at him.
Yeah. He's a Russian.
Dude, and
7'4".
the
Of course, another 7'4" Russian. Good thing they're banned from all sports. Shout out to.
Shut up, freedom.
their outsides are sick too.
Yeah. Super sick. Rock.
Who are their outsides again?
Mosic, like a younger
Oh yeah, he's
Slovenian.
Slovenian,
Slovenia.
and then Keita.
Also,
Like,
I wanna-
yeah. Yeah,
You gotta understand-
I
They have
think
Gord,
he's
they
like a
have
superstar.
Perrin who comes in to stabilize reception if they need to. That's the
Wow,
one thing
Perrin's
for
a-
them, dude.
yeah, he is.
Trentino just got to. Their reception is not. But the thing is, I don't think Mosic passed. It was the. They're one of the funnest teams to watch. We
Well,
also.
you gotta explain them. So Joe knows his teams better than I do, but Verona is like they're not like a big budget team, but they're Italy, so they're gonna have a decent budget. So what they do, they get all the young guys. All these guys are super young. Lucas, our optimist, made a comment. They're like the Lüneburg of, or we're like the Lüneburg like version, German version of them. Super young, right? And just like passing, like Joseph, passing just straight up, just swing as hard as you can, get a kill, take
and
a
they
lap
go
around.
crazy.
Carefree.
And they go nuts
Oh,
to the
it's
crowd.
amazing.
They're
It's amazing.
inspiring. That's the
Dude.
best. You gotta love
And-
that.
And I think and they had.
Gage, that's your dream team.
Dude, it is, bro. That is my dream team. I'm an ultimate hype man, and I get that. And the coolest part is like their coach is Stefan, our head coach, and Joe's head players talk to him like he's known as kind of like a hard ass, but he's also kind of feeling going with the crowd, the crowd too. So it's like they got the
He
perfect
gets
coach for those
fiery.
knuckleheads. Yeah, they got the perfect coach to like keep the knuckleheads in line. But I think he lets them be free on the court. And also during the game yesterday, they're like the announcers were talking about, yeah. At this arena, there's gonna be a huge like party, like with a DJ and everything like that. After they win, a freaking circus comes onto the floor. There's people in just dresses doing. All of a sudden, there's these 4 acrobats in the corner, stacking on top of each other, doing flips and
No
running
way.
around with dresses. And then I'm like, these guys are just gonna go change, just go party with it, like, and they won. And we gotta realize Trentino. They lost in Champions League final against Oxa last year, but they're like one of the best, if not the best Italian team. They're the 2 top outsides at World Championships, both Italian.
Yeah, they're insane.
So like
Long-
Verona's just
long
super
trainer.
young, and they're just like crazy, just
The
loose
opposite, though,
cannons.
yeah. I just want to bring
The
the opposite.
out-
Sorry, Shano.
The outside, Keita. I don't know if you guys saw him play
In Japan.
somewhere in Asia, but yeah, he was like
Yeah.
a gnarly superstar.
I heard he was crazy in Japan
He was insane, and he like, oh my gosh, he was a
in the V
beast.
League.
He was a beast.
Micah, how many times on average per set are you setting in the mirror right now?
Dude, I have no idea, but my man's is an animal.
I just keep seeing him get posted for like 30+ points a match. So you must be setting him a lot.
Last
Put a
game,
number on it. Put a
last
number
game,
on
he,
it.
points.
last
I
game he had
noticed that as
31, and I think he spiked 79%. And the game before, I think he had 20 something, maybe more, but he spiked 88%.
That is ridiculous, man.
Pretty good.
That is unbelievable. But yeah, Joe, you stole my thunder. I was going to ask you guys about how your pro seasons are going. So update the fans.
We leave for Montenegro 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's like a 12-hour travel day. We're going to this beautiful Budva in Montenegro. We play CEV Cup this week, first round, and then next week home. So we got to advance. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, obviously. Then we play Berlin at home.
Okay, so explain to the fans CEV Cup, if you can put it in like soccer
levels.
terms. It's like
Yeah.
what is it, like the Europa
European
League?
Cup. Yeah. Pretty much European Cup. So you have Champions League. And
Which is,
I'm not going to go into how the qualification everything works. But CV Cup, you're still dealing with top teams in Europe pretty much. Like, basically, you qualify from your results in the past season. So a lot of teams will have, like, new budgets, and they'll be better than they were the season or whatever. So you're dealing with – it depends on the year and everything. But technically, yeah, CV Cup's just this giant single elimination bracket format, but you play a home and away leg like you do in soccer for Champions League.
yeah. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So awesome. Yeah.
So that's what we play
Right
right
on.
now.
Cheers. So Montenegro, and are you playing a team from Montenegro?
Yes, from Budva, right on the sea. Right on the ocean.
Some warm.
there.
Joe hates the cold, so he's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring out the ooze slunks. Don't you guys worry. Add some slunks. We'll be
Let's
right
go.
in there. I got you.
Good to
With
hear.
that being said, I think we're wrapping up here. Shano, thanks so much for hopping on.
Yes,
Shano,
of course. Good to be here. Always good. Best of luck, fellas. Have a good podcast. Cheers.
Thanks,
Joe.
brother Shane.
Mahalo.
And welcome back to If You Can't Handle the Heat, presented by Dr. Price Electrolytes. This story is going to be spicy. You'll be sweating a lot. So make sure you use Addison to get your Dr. Price Electrolytes for 20% off. Link in the bio. We got Overseas Shiza. Like I said, you're going to be sweating. The story's hot. The story's steamy. Get electrolyted with Dr. Price Electrolytes. Addison for 20% off. Micah with Overseas Shiza. Hit us, baby. Hit us with it.
Okay, so something that like made me fall in love with volleyball again after leaving UCLA was the amount of passion that people play with overseas. I'm sure you ran into it in Bulgaria, Joe in Germany, but like it started off in France. I just remember like the first 10 games we had 18 yellow cards. I think it was something like that. It was something ridiculous where almost every game 2 people took a yellow. And I was like loving it. I was like, wow, like people are really engaged and like I felt alive, you know. In Poland, it kind of died off a little bit because people there, the refs are better. That's also a reason. Refs usually rile people up. Like the worse refs
Mm-hmm.
the refs are, the more people are willing to be combative and violent. And so the challenge system was super good. So we had less of that. Now I'm in Turkey, and I had heard some stories.
Turkey.
Somebody had actually sent me a video before of a R1 getting taken off the ref stand by a player. I don't know where I got that from. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't think I have it still. But yeah, to say the least, I'm pretty shocked at how out of control this place is. My first away game, the environment was just nuts, man. Like best environment I've played in overseas. And it was like maybe 200 people.
Oh my God.
Like
How
the
big was the gym?
tiniest gym. Tiny. Okay, more than 200. Probably 500. But only one side of stands, like not behind the service line, not behind the other service line, and not on the other side. Just one side. Just full. People are just going absolutely crazy. And we had some arguments and stuff like that. It was nothing too serious. And then we watched Zarat, the team that won last year. They had lost 3-0 on the road, a game they probably shouldn't have lost. And they had like 4 red cards, and they stopped for probably 10, 15 minutes. one time and then another time for like 5 minutes, which is ridiculous. Like a 15-minute break. People were just peppering on the court in the middle of the match. People just started peppering. It was hilarious.
No
I
way.
was like, dude, are they? Dude, swear to God. Swear to God. We can find
It's
the
like
video.
a high school game. That's like high
And
school.
people were just peppering. And I'm like, what in the heck? It took that long. And so, yeah, they had, I think, 3 or 4 reds. And I'd never seen red cards. Like, they're just handing them out.
Straight points, right? In the Turkish league too. That's
Yeah, points. And then another game I was watching online, and they gave 2 reds. And it was at like in the 5th set, 7-7. So they just switched sides. And it took like 10 minutes to solve that. And when they switched sides, the person that was fighting was on the bench and on the court. And so like they switched on the same side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because the teams that are playing switch on but these guys were on the same side and they had to get separated again over there. That took another 10, 15 minutes. And then I go to practice.
Cat.
And we're practicing in the Federation gym, and we're after another team. They're playing a match. And I walk in, and it's just mayhem. And I'm like, what the heck? I sent Gage a snap, I think, and Joe a Snapchat. And it's just like, people are just going nuts. And I just stayed there and watched. And after the game, probably for 10, 15 minutes, the other team stayed and was just chewing out the ref. And the ref started going back at it with the player. They had to get separated. Then the ref started, then the assistant coach went after the ref. Then the ref went after the assistant coach. They had to get separated. And then someone from the crowd came down, jumped over. And then police were over there. And I was like, in the thick of it, I'm like, what in the world, dude? This is so I'm ready for
It's amazing.
I'm ready for a ride and a half. It's gonna be something, that's for sure.
Wait till you get like to like important like playoff
Yeah.
matches. You and Zarat or something. That the fans, I'm sure.
Well, did you guys also see? Did I ever send you guys the video of in France of the security guy or whoever he was cleaning out the Narbonne
No.
physical coach?
No.
No. All right, I'll get that to you guys too. It's just gnarly over here. It's a different world. Bunch of Draymond Green.
Bunch of Draymond. Well,
Bunch of Draymond Greens over here.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, if you guys want to be able to watch those videos, make sure you follow our TikTok. We just tried to post one, but it got blocked, and I'm gonna repost it again and again and again, and we'll get it unblocked. I'll do everything in my power. So if you want some crazy international videos, storytelling.
Maybe posted in Germany.
Oh, it's a good idea actually. I don't know if that. You
They
think
don't
that'll make a
have
difference?
their well, German has way less laws on that stuff.
But it's TikTok.
Yeah, but maybe I don't
TikTok's
know.
got
I'm just saying
vibes.
maybe try it.
It's a good idea. I just posted on Los Angeles again. I don't know. I might get blocked again. I'll try again if I get blocked. Anyways, moving on. Thank you for overseas Shiza. With that being said, I want to go into something a little more informative today. We talked about kind of debating our best balls and our best shoes. Let's go into some informative stuff with the younger audience and anyone who plays volleyball in mind. I want to go into top 2 to 3 volleyball hacks. Or if you have one really good one, that would be...
I have one really good one.
Let's go with one really, really good one. How about that, Micah?
Okay.
This is
Joe has one.
This is our best volleyball hacks. Go, Joe.
Number 1, it's not even close. And we talk about short court. Play short court. Dude, we play short court with our middles now, Gage and I. There's this bet. Jordan bet our 2 Canadian middles that we will play them every day in short court, and they will not beat us a single time the whole year. He bet them a good amount of money.
50.
I don't know how much. I think it's a good amount of money. But he bet
One
not
time the
one
whole
time.
year?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know about that.
So we've been holding strong. Definitely been holding strong.
Yeah, it's early. It's
Yeah,
early,
exactly.
dude.
But the thing is, people don't know.
It's early
Gage and I,
days.
when it's short court, we show up and it's like we're fully
Yeah,
ready to go.
yeah. No,
We
yeah,
don't
for sure.
We know what's on the line, and like we're not like we don't like walk. There's not a single day that we show up and it's like, oh, we're gonna walk through this and like kind of ease in, like, because we know we
Totally.
can't let these guys win. If we let those guys win, no chance, 0 chance. So, but on a serious note, playing short court, there's some coaches, people feel mixed feelings about it, but there's actually so many benefits to it. I honestly feel that. And understanding how to play volleyball in tight spaces and like having good understanding, like jumping and I don't know, the feeling of playing like sharp diagonal, like defense. There's a bunch of things that I think you get a lot of benefit from. And I can go to detail. You can think about every skill set and how that is. How to play the ball on the net in like good positions. If you can set the ball from anywhere, you're good in short court. As soon as you set the ball a little bit off the net, you screw over your team. So I think like that's super important. And that's a huge benefit I think that Gage and I have versus the two middles, to be honest, is just really put the ball always on the net. And we're always like in a position to be aggressive. We're like, we know as soon as they set the ball like 2 feet off the net, we have a huge advantage. And so that's always a big thing for us. But it's like those small things that translate over to a game, I feel an immense amount. So I think just getting it's really simple, but at the same time, I honestly believe if you do that, if you go play short court 20 minutes before practice every day, you'll see an improvement in like net play, just like simple ball control in like tight situations, stuff like that, setting.
There was tonight, I asked one of our middles, like, do you see the translation? He's like, not really. I was like, let me explain the translation. And there were 2 or 3 balls today where Joe did at the net, made some net plays. I was like, Schnitz, that is short court right there. And I'm a libero saying this to a middle. So obviously I don't have a lot of experience in the front row, but I see the translation. And even as a libero, it translates too. It's not just front row attackers. The touch is like, Joe, like when you're facing 6'10" and 6'6" with 30, 40 vertical, you know what I'm saying? You can't when we're small.
Reading body positioning when you're one-on-one blocking, like understanding the approach and like what they're able to do with the ball.
Am I pretty good? I feel like I'm a decent short court blocker. More of a jabber. I'm not gonna do anything special, but I think
You are. I can attest to that. You're a good short court blocker for sure.
Not a good blocker. I want to put that out. I am not a good blocker. Normal volleyball. Short court blocker, I'm decent at. I can do it because I can play defense.
Yeah,
The thing about short court blocking is you just take away the power shot. If you take away the power shot
and get ready to chase down the other one.
Then the second guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to give away our tips. Our Canadians will listen.
It's also more timing. It's also more timing based.
So much, yeah. There's a lot. Like you could look at every single skill set and say how it translates. Like if we continue to play every single day, I think our middles will see some benefit. Already, like they understand like how to play the ball on the net, over passes, playing it to the ground, like that type of stuff. Milan, our coach at Hawaii, oh my gosh, it drove him nuts that Charlie wasn't a huge fan of short court, and he didn't like allow it because Milan thinks it's just a huge asset, and you see a lot of benefits from it. And I agree. I also love the game, so I'm a little biased.
Fun. That's true. And you go to the game, so it helps. Micah, you want to go next?
You can go ahead.
Here's my biggest volleyball hack as a defender, and that is, okay, this can be maybe club players can more relate to this, but be very attentive and watch hitting lines. Now, as you get older, as you get professional, you become more prepared. You become way more prepared with the people you're playing against. But sometimes you're not always prepared for some reason or the other, right? You're not exactly 100% prepared. Even at the college level, usually you're more prepared, but sometimes you're not completely prepared. Club level, you're playing teams that you never even played before, guys that maybe you kind of know but don't really know it all, and go from back to back games. So sometimes you never even watch these guys before, but like, we're playing them. I've seen them 2 courts down, never really seen them. Like I said, in college professional, it does happen where you're like, I don't even know what this guy kind of does, right? The third string or whatever happened, for whatever reason, maybe. I realized that if I watch hitting lines, and hitting lines, guys are just going to try and hit their best shot. They're going to try to hit their best shot and bounce as many balls. You got to realize that a lot of volleyball players, if not all volleyball players, are just copycats of previous players that you played against. This guy has the same arm swing as this guy. This guy's the same thing as this guy. So you know from your previous, if you're storing it in your brain, you're really thinking about it. I've played this player 1,000 times, but this may be the first time I've actually played him physically. I've played players like him. I've played 1,000 times. You got to realize you take what you know from their player, and maybe, and maybe he can do a few things different, but for the most part, you've played the same player so many times over your life. Now, some are freak athletes, and you got to kind of do some other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of time, you got to realize, watch them during hitting lines. There have been so many times where I don't know where this guy hits in the bic, and they're doing bics in the warm-up, and I see him hit to the same spot every single time. Critical points of the match, I line up there. Luckily, it goes our way, get the dig and everything like that. So it's kind of one of those things where it'll save you in the long run. If you're very attentive to what they're doing on the other side of the net, you'll pick up small little cues, which will save you in the long run. in my opinion. Have you guys ever done that before? You guys are setting though. I'm a libero, so I'm either passing or I'm just not doing anything during
I
hitting
don't know.
lines.
I just see guys in hitting lines do all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
I like.
For me, it's worked though. It has. Even last year, I remember I don't even know what this guy's doing. Then I see him big, and then 23 hits the big right where he was hitting in warm-ups. You're there, bam, good to go.
I mean, if you
I
go
like
watch Jordan in hitting lines and he just tries to bounce every ball, and then in a game he doesn't try to hit a single ball to the floor.
That's true. That's true. For me, it's gone in my favor, so I'm gonna keep doing it, and I would highly recommend at the club level you do as well, and any level you want. Take it with a grain of salt. Mike, sir.
Okay. Mine is kind of similar to Joe's. I had 3, but I'm gonna combine 2 of them. One is do a lot of reps instead of playing 6-on-6 at a young age, because in 2 hours of an open gym, you might get 6 high balls and get a chance to receive 10 float serves and 2 jump serves. And you could do that in 10 minutes alone, probably 5 minutes actually. So the amount of just reps and touches on the ball that you're going to get at a younger age, if you go with a friend and serve each other like 50 floats, 50 floats would take maybe 10 minutes. And you guys can both take 50 floats. And then down balls, you can do 10 minutes. And then high ball setting, you can do 10 minutes. And you've probably gotten enough reps for a month of reception at an open gym. So my first key is do reps instead of open gym. And then my second key would be, which is like Joe, play live, but don't play 6-on-6. There's just not enough touches. Play 3-on-3 or play 2-on-2 short court, or max play 4-on-4. I think there's definitely parts of playing that you need to learn, and gaming, like gamesmanship and live things that like you can't get from reps, but the reps is the foundation, and then that is just kind of you putting it into like real live play. But 6-on-6, in my opinion, until you're 18, it's just not that valuable. You're just not going to get as many touches as you should. It's not a good use of your time. It's not very efficient. It's not very time efficient. So that's my first clue, like those 2 things together. That's, I think, a winning formula is like do a lot of reps and then play doubles, short court.
Yeah. With our club team, since we were like 7, our dad and Mike get even more so. First 45 minutes of practice always is just serve and pass. We just serve and pass for 45 minutes. Serve, pass. Like the most boring drills, if you look at it from the outside and you watch our practice, it's just boom, repetition, like hitting zones and reception practice and zones and reception practice and stuff every single practice. And then it's like repetition, blocking repetitions, balls. Like we did a lot of stuff like over. Our practice plans were very similar every single day. And then as we got older, we definitely did a little more 6-on-6, like extended time. But the like 45 minutes of serve pass never changed. And that's the one thing that I don't. So this is another thing I see with coaches. Coaches talk about like this is like what our emphasis is. This is what we have to be really good at. And then sometimes I see coaches and they don't train like what they're trying to be good at. Like that's one thing. My dad, we're gonna be the best serve and pass team. And majority of our practice was serve and pass. It's like, okay, well, that makes sense.
It's
and
logical.
We always were.
Yeah.
And then we always were probably the top serve and pass teams. And then I hear some coaches say, we need to be the best this team, the best this team. And then we spend most of our time not doing that.
So true.
So not us. I mean, like most coaches I play for kind of.
It's not just going to happen. And also, like, I've seen so many coaches, especially, like, I think they fall into the trap after club of thinking that their players are at a level foundationally and fundamentally that we're really not. Like, at the professional level, I swear, if I were to bring my 14s club team, we would be able to have more control over the ball.
Yeah.
Like, swear. We do, like, some over-the-net stuff where we can't keep the ball in the air. And I'm like, how do we get to be professionals without like a very like basic set of fundamentals. So, and the same at UCLA, it's like you can't overestimate fundamentals. And no matter what level you're at, you should be doing them a lot more than we are doing them. And I think it's proven with like guys like Kobe Bryant and guys like Tom Brady, where like the ultimate level of mastery again is going to become fundamentals. Like I've talked about this on here before. There's like almost like a bell-shaped curve, but used in a different way of like an inverse bell. Okay, this is kind of hard to explain without drawing it, but basically you're going to start at 12s doing fundamentals, and then you're going to slowly, as time goes on, be spending less and less and less and less time on fundamentals. And I think the max of that is going to be like your first year of pro or your years in college maybe, but not for UH because you guys did a really good job of doing those kinds of things, but most people, I think. And then like when you're becoming like a master at your craft, like the highest level, you're going back to the fundamentals.
Keep it simple.
One of my teammates actually this week told me, because in Friedrichshafen we had unlimited access into our gym. We had our own arena, own lifting. Literally could walk in the gym at any point, and it was available. So, and in most professional teams, that's not the case. I don't know, Micah, how it's been for you, but most professional teams, you don't just have free reign at it. And like Avery and I, because we just get bored. We live just down the street, so we go and just do repetitions. Also, because we weren't playing all the time, so it's like, well, might as well go do something with our time, you know? We don't need to be fresh, like, for all the matches, and so we just... And one of my teammates actually was talking to me about that, because our coaches there would get super mad when we'd go in and like do setting repetitions and in the zones and stuff, like, because they felt like, and I didn't realize it at the time because they'd say stuff in German to each other, but my teammate who was with us that was telling me that he realized that they were getting mad because sometimes we were working on stuff that they felt we were already strong at, so it was just like a waste of our time. Oh, I'm like like that we were going in and doing repetitions. I'm just like in general, like doing repetitions and like for touch and everything. But it was one of the strangest perspectives I had ever heard.
Stupidest.
I don't know, it was just a perspective. People have been successful with all kinds of different things. But but for me, it was just like, it was really strange because it was something like I just talked about, bless you, from a young age, from our juniors teams, like we were the best serve and pass team, and we still every single day serve and pass. Like if you want to maintain that level, it has to be like something that you do every single day. It's not something that you like wait till you feel like you're losing, and then I don't know. It was just a really strange perspective, and I'm like, really, that's really weird to think about.
That is true. I think some coaches do that as well, where they're like, okay, good. Like we're not a good blocking team. Yeah. And they train blocking, and then we get okay, and then we just the rest of the year we never block
like for
again. We're
one
like,
or two practices.
Wait,
that happens a lot.
Yeah. I'm like, wait,
it's like,
we're
what
not
are we gonna be good at? We
better.
got to do it every single day, every day. It's not. Yeah, I played. Yeah, it's definitely been something. So that's something I always like. For example, playing for my dad, I realized like what he said we were gonna be the best at, we did a crap ton of, and it always panned out. Like, and that's a good way of looking at it, and then actually like going and executing.
You have to just make sure that you're giving at least the tools to be able to do what you want the team to do. Yeah. Like at a very like basic ground level floor, like, or I don't even know what I'm saying, but like at the very, very basis, they need to have the tools to do. For example, like some guys will be like, you gotta take that high hands in the corner, and I'm like, we haven't ever broken this down. He can't actually hit the corner. Like he can't hit the ball on a way to hit the corner, and you're just randomly telling the guy that you haven't given like him hundreds of reps to hit the corner and allowed him to like really groove that in. You're just telling him like in the heat of a like super fast set and like things are going all over the place, you want him to hit that shot, and it's like we never gave him the tools to be able to be successful in this moment, you know? So,
Or,
coaches out there, if you are listening, just remember that you really need to break things down. And then things become so much easier. Because then you're like, hit line. And it's like, oh, I can hit line. I've trained this. And it's like, okay, hit deep corner. And it's like, okay, I have the tools to do this. We've trained this every day. Like, I can do that. But if you're just going to tell people hit here, and it's like you've never let them figure out how to do those things, then they're not going to be able to do it.
There was this, or coach, if you're listening, don't be this coach. There was this coach one time, coached my dad's club. He was there for about half a season before my dad realized what was going on in Camden. His name was Brian or Blake or something like that. Cool guy, kind of came off. He's like, remember he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I played at UCLA. Didn't want to be on their club. Didn't want to be on their D1 team, so I just stopped and just turned into an animal on the club team. Just told everyone that. So everyone was like, yeah, this guy went to UCLA. I was like, I'm pretty sure this guy said, pretty sure he got cut on the club team. So this guy, I'm sure there's a lot of coaches out there like this. But this guy was trying to relive his glory days. One day, they're like, hey, Gage, can you come to practice? I'm like, yeah, I'll come to your guys' practice or whatever. And I think he coached above me or something, or the age group above me. So I'm going to their practice. And everyone's lacing up. I realized I was like, Blaze over there is lacing up the most out of any of these players over there. I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. For an hour straight, he's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take 4 guys on my side. I need our top center. Give me the top center. But 6 against the other side. He's like, you're going to send me every ball for about an hour straight. And I kid you not. For an hour straight. He's like, all right. He was hitting on the outside, just hitting. And he wasn't even coaching the other team. He was coaching the center on where to set him. He's like, guys. And then when he would coach the other team, he'd be like, guys, listen. You're not going to stop me, all right? Like, stuff like that where it's like, you're not going to stop me. I'm going to hit that shot. This is what we need to do. You guys see what I'm doing right now? This is what we need to do. only him. He would only let the center set him. It was glorious. I was watching this thing. I was like, there's no way this guy's real. There's no way. He was on X Games mode that day. I don't even know what happened. So if you're listening, coaches, don't
Shout out Blaze.
Shout out Blaze.
Living his best life.
Yeah, I hope he's still living his best life. Probably playing Italy by now. I don't want to. I think he like videotaped practice as well, so we could watch it as well. So we got to find that video out there somewhere.
If you want some reps, go get yourself a 17-year-old team, lace him up, put him on the other side, and take the best setter and have him set you.
See, you guys won't defend this, but
I was just shocked.
You know, I'll tell you how.
Take some highlight tapes and send that thing out. See who bites.
You're gonna want to see this. With that being said, guys, again, I'm gonna repeat it like I have seen Ben before. Also, follow us on TikTok. That being said, Dr. Price Electrolytes 20. Autism for 20% off. Get yourself nice and electrolyted. Hear this voice. My voice is not gonna be sound like this by tomorrow. Cause I'm gonna be freaking downing with Dr. Price. I'm gonna feel like there's better than I ever had before by tomorrow morning. With that being said, if you can't handle the heat, goddamn kitchen. This has been another episode presented by Dr. Price's Electrolytes.